Hey, good morning. Welcome to RFD, Illinois. I'm Rita Frazier.
I'm Dolores Yonke. Hello there.
Hello. This is Earth Day, my friend.
It is Earth Day. That's right.
Yeah.
And we'll do some special later today from Illinois Department of Agriculture. Big ceremony, Earth Day, pollinators, and such.
Where else would you want to be on Earth Day?
Where else would you want to be? Other than with people in agriculture, for crying out loud.
Yeah, we look forward to that. So you'll have some pieces for us on RFD today.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure throughout the week, because it's going to be hard to get everybody into one show.
Right. Because based on who's all going to be there, yeah, there's not enough for just a couple of interviews. But
Chuck Spencer alone.
Oh, I've had it with him. But we'll find some other folks to visit with.
So news-wise, we could try to stuff more news into this program, but it's going to be hard to do.
Going to need a shoehorn.
Mm-hmm.
Illinois Farm Bureau, you may have heard about already, an action request for this week to contact your state senator and ask them to vote no on proposals for changes in our state's income tax system. We'll hear from Kevin Simlow, our Director of State Legislation, in just a couple minutes.
The corner economist is in with all his words of wisdom. That's just becoming a regular part of our Mondays.
Hey, it was your idea a long time ago, and it
works,
took
man.
off.
The guy he's knowledgeable. And what do you call him? What do you say when he comes in?
Well, I call him hombre principal.
Okay. Well, also,
that may not have been what you were looking for.
Well, it works. And Garrett Williams, a good FFA, future American FFA degree recipient, joins us from Southern Illinois. We'll have all that and more coming your way.
With this week's edition of Farm Week, the early word, here's Dolores Yonke.
While persistent rainfall continued to keep farmers from planting crops, weather forecasters see a warmer, drier stretch beginning the end of April. Find out more about potential weather changes in the latest edition of Farm Week. German farmers share the same consumer education issues Illinois farmers face. That was one of many lessons learned by a group of Illinois farmers who participated in the Transatlantic Agricultural Dialogue Tour to Germany. Turn to Farm Week to learn more about their experience.
No other Farm Weekly in Illinois has as many people on the ground in Illinois covering Illinois agriculture for you with the depth on key issues to help keep you profitable. And don't forget, you can get daily or even more frequent updates online anytime at farmweeknow.com.
Welcome back to RFD Illinois. I'm Dolores Yonke with Illinois Farm Bureau's Director of State Legislation, Kevin Simlow, and an action request this week to contact your state senator on what very well could come down the pike early next week regarding the proposed changes to the state's income tax system.
Well, we're asking everyone to please call their state senator and ask them to vote no on Senate Joint Resolution Constitutional Amendment number 1, which has a progressive income tax authorization in it. Individuals can just pick up the phone, dial a toll-free number, 888-200-3794. It's going to ask you to type in your zip code. You do that, and it's going to connect you with your state senator's district office automatically. Oh. We have long stood that we believe that the flat tax is the better way to collect an income tax. The reason is that it's pretty simple. The more money you make, the more taxes you pay. But everyone's fair and knows what they're expecting. A graduated income tax gets away from that and targets certain income brackets, raising that on that, and the membership has always felt that's not the fairest way to do it.
Mm-hmm. Discussions and, assuming that these are the numbers that are to be put in place, shows 97%, or I believe the governor's talked about 97% or whatever that number is. Like most folks in Illinois would get a break or a discount. So I'm sure people would say, well, how can you be against something like that?
That's what the polling numbers are showing. About 67% of the voting populace support some type of progressive income tax. I think this plan is put together in such a way that in the immediate future, you're going to see a tax rate structure that has where only 3% of the taxpayers pay the higher rates, which generates, the governor thinks, around $3 billion. Now, simple enough is once you change the Constitution and allow for a progressive income tax, they can come back and change it at any time. So we know the state's broke. We know that they don't have enough money. We know that even with $3.4 billion, if that's what this rate structure would generate, the state's still short. So what's the next step? Do they come in and look at changing the brackets? Do they just change one bracket? Change them all? With a progressive income tax, you can target certain income sectors a lot easier and have a lot less political fallout.
Kevin Simlow at Illinois Farm Bureau asking members to call toll-free 888-200-3794. You'll, by zip code, be connected to your state senator and then ask them to vote no on Senate Joint Resolution Constitutional Amendment 1, proposing an amendment to the state constitution to call for a state progressive income tax. Legislature's all for another week, but Simlow says we could see something moving right around May 1 when Senate returns, and the following week there will be a similar action request for House members in the General Assembly. Now to D.C., where the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement took a key step forward this past week. Hopes for passage, though, seem mixed still for this year. Our Washington correspondent Matt Kay reports.
The U.S. International Trade Commission completed its economic analysis of USMCA, a key step before the replacement to NAFTA can be sent to Congress for ratification. But political hurdles remain, including President Trump's metals tariffs and Speaker Nancy Pelosi's reluctance to bring up implementing legislation until Mexico improves its labor standards. That's left some members of the National Pork Producers Council wondering if USMCA will get a fair shake in the House. Council President Dave Herring after a recent member legislative fly-in.
We heard mixed emotions. We heard some offices we heard positive, and some other ones we heard we don't know. It's just evidently some sticking points in there that is not getting the deal done.
But Council Trade Chief Nick Giordano says ratifying USMCA in hopes of ending a 20% pork tariff in Mexico is doable.
We're optimistic that there'll be a vote before the August recess. Now, nobody knows. Look, I don't want to minimize the problems, but Mexico is now doing what it said it was going to do. It's changing its labor laws. You got a president in Mexico, and Lopez Obrador, that's very pro-labor.
Canada, meantime, holds elections in October, further complicating U.S. efforts to ratify a deal seen as key to U.S. farm exports that quadrupled under NAFTA, but now suffer punishing tariffs in a months-long trade war.
That's Matt Kay in Washington. We'll have the Corner Economist and Rita will be back next on RFD Illinois.
Be it through headlines, microphones, or tweets, Mike Orso connects rural routes for you. Mike has been covering farm and food issues for more than 3 decades. Whether it's print, video, radio, or feeding your online appetite, Mike keeps you in the loop. Here's a bit about his rural roots.
I keep our communities, state, and country in mind with everything I do. My job allows me to work toward this mission with farmers and other rural Illinoisans.
Be it routes or roots, RFD Radio, FarmWeekNow.com, and Farm Week keep you connected.
Attention corn farmers. Your corn checkoff dollars are working with the U.S. Meat Export Federation to grow red meat export volumes. Because when we're exporting beef, we're also exporting corn. The beef industry consumes 28% of all corn fed to livestock, plus additional corn in the form of DDGs, a co-product of ethanol production. Now that's what we call working an angle. Your checkoff is working corn from all angles. Because of the Illinois Corn Marketing Board, your profitability is our bottom line. A message from the Illinois Corn Checkoff.
Welcome back to RFD Illinois. On a Monday, I'm DeLoss Yonke with Corner Economist Mike Doherty, Senior Economist at Illinois Farm Bureau. Hello, Mike.
Hey, DeLoss.
What do you got for me?
Last week, we talked about Census of Agriculture. This is different census stuff that you have today.
Keep in mind, it's only survey-based. It's not the official actual census, which will not happen until next year.
2020.
Where they actually go count heads.
Whatever heads are left, they're going to count.
That's right.
I saw that story last week that every metro, most metros,
almost
declined.
Every metro in Illinois declined, except Effingham had a gain of 300 some people.
Hey, if you're in Effingham, listen to Greg Sapp, and you won't go wrong. I tell you that.
We're proud of Effingham.
That's probably why they moved there in the first place.
Even places like Champaign or Banff, places typically gained, they all lost. All the The collar counties, the counties lost around the collar. Usually they were the gainers, you know. We've only had
collar counties lost.
The collar counties. Usually they, normally, you know, you have a gain, but, I'm sorry, some of them gained. Kendall, Kane, Will, and McHenry did have modest population increases, but in all, over the last 8 years, the collar counties have barely gained at all.
And Kankakee lost some.
Yes.
And if I remember right, Chicago's loss wasn't that the biggest in the country?
Well, yeah, because of its size, and it's lost population in Cook County has lost population every year in the last 4 years.
Goodness.
Yes. However, so did New York, and so did L.A. So, you know, but Chicago's loss was about 2.5 times bigger than the drop in New York, percentage-wise. The percent decline in Chicago was about 2.5 times greater than the percent decline in New York.
What else from the census?
Well, here's something else is that people need to keep in mind. I was reading what some of the people just regularly spend every day looking at population gain and loss numbers. There are some specialists in the state, and they were saying, you know, it's not like we have a exodus going on. You look at these numbers, they're very small percentages. It's a little troubling, as was pointed out, in some of these downstate counties. It means you're losing health care. You got a dependence, what they call a dependency ratio. The number of people who are working to support those who are not working or elderly, that ratio is getting worse in some of these counties because of this population loss. But the main thing is we're not attracting people to the state. That's why really that's the real ingredient here for Illinois. And so people are questioning, why are we not attracting people? But then I look at, where are they attracting people? And it's pretty tough to compete. You know, you look at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You look at Orlando, Florida, Dallas, Fort Worth. What do these places have in common? You know,
warmer, especially certain times of the year.
Yeah, Greeley, Colorado, at the Greeley, Colorado, but Greeley, which is Swift and Company meatpacking, of course. Everybody always do that. It's also one of the largest medical centers in Colorado. Is there in Greeley, Colorado?
Oh.
Yeah, and you're up in the mountains area, so you know. So these
people that a lot of people are moving to Denver.
Yes,
and then a lot of people saying this is ridiculous. Let's go to Greeley instead. Is that
maybe so? That's possible. Yeah, but Texas, South Florida, Colorado. They just continue to gain all the time. The biggest gainers was Texas and Dallas Fort Worth within Texas.
They say I remember talking about this years ago at an annual meeting. So this would have been in 2016. The thought of eventually 50 million people in Texas. 35 million east of I-35. Property rights, water rights, and just how to deal with that kind of population boom.
Yeah. You talk about that kind of growth. I just saw a figure. Denver has grown by 388,000 people in the last 8 years.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Got their own problems, schools and all of that stuff. Rita, that's a shortened version of the Corner Economist. Mike Doherty, senior economist at Illinois Farm Bureau.
Thanks, DeLoss. We sure have the pleasure of meeting some fabulous young people in this industry of agriculture. One of those young men is attending the Wabash Valley Community College, getting ready to graduate soon, and is an intern at South Central FS. Garrett Williams will also be receiving his American FFA degree this fall. We talked with Garrett about his background, his farm, and his degree.
A month away from graduating with my associate's degree in both agricultural production and agricultural business. I'll be transferring soon to Southern Illinois University Carbondale to study crop, soil, and environmental management, and hopefully obtain a career as an agronomist.
Well, we know you'll get there. Tell us about your home farm. Where is it located?
A home farm is located in Wynoosa, Illinois. It's a small farm. It's been around for over 100 years and just been a little wet around there lately, especially with all the rains that have impacted the Midwest here.
You mentioned farming with your dad. As you go to Carbondale, will you still be able to be a part of that home operation?
That's definitely a goal of mine as I transfer to Carbondale. I'm hoping to be able to still maintain an open schedule, especially on the weekends and throughout the holidays, to be able to come home and be able to help assist around the farm in any way possible.
And we mentioned you're an intern. Tell us about this internship at South Central FS.
Right now, the conditions are a little wet, so it's been a little slow, but on a a busy day, you can find me in the semi-hauling product, be it a dry fertilizer or agricultural chemical. Some days, working in the shop, doing a little bit of preventative maintenance on different tools and things as needed. Hauling chemical and working in the shop are two of the biggest components that make up the internship at this point in time. Getting a real good feel for the agricultural retail side of the business and understanding the logistics of how agricultural retail works in the bigger picture. Having met you and your family, couldn't be more impressed with you, Garrett. Just who you are as a student, and you're going to get recognized for all of this hard work in that the American FFA degree this fall. Tell us what it means to you. Definitely an honor and accomplishment, and I want to extend a congratulations to all those other kids across Illinois and across America who have reached this milestone in their career. It means a lot to me. 5 and 6 years of hard work on the farm has definitely been well worth it, and a message to those kids in FFA today and growing up, it's something to look forward to, and it's a good reason to put in a lot of hard work and a lot of effort. Richland County's Garrett Williams. Congratulations to Garrett. You can read more about his story later this week on farmweeknow.com. Let's break for markets and weather.
With the RFD Ag Market Summary for this Monday morning, I'm Jim Taylor. Corn ending last week steady, beans slightly higher, and wheat slightly lower. May corn closing Thursday at 358.5, up 1/4. July corn up 1/4, 367.25, and September corn 375 unchanged. May beans ending last week 880.5, up 1.5. July beans up 1 3/4, 894.25, and August beans $9 even, up 1.5 pennies. May wheat ending the week 444.25, down 2 3/4. July wheat down 2 pennies, 448.25, and September wheat 454 3/4, down 2 1/4. May bean meal 303.20, down 70 cents. May bean oil 28.80, up 34 cents. In current electronic overnight trading, May corn is down 1.5, July corn down 1 3/4, September corn down 1.5, 373.5. May beans in the overnight down 1.5, July beans down 1.5, and August beans down 1.5, 898.5. May wheat in the overnight down 4 3/4, July wheat down 4.5, and September wheat down 450 3/4. In the outside markets, June Brent crude oil 71.97. That's up 35 cents. The June gold contract 12.81 even, up $5 this morning. In the livestock market from Thursday, May lean hogs 90.20, up 127. June lean hogs up 62 cents, 96.75. April live cattle 128.52, up 160. June live cattle up 30 cents, 122.67. April feeders 145.70, up 37 cents. May feeder cattle up 92 cents, 151.22. Illinois direct barrels and gilts trading firm to end last week 48 to 56. I'm Jim Taylor for the RFD Radio Network.
Good morning, this is Dan Hicks from Freezotis Weather with the early morning ag weather update on the RFD Radio Network for this Monday morning. After the latest weather system moved eastward out of the Midwest Friday into early Saturday, better drying conditions spread eastward across the region over the Easter weekend. Daytime highs in Illinois on Saturday were in the 60s and low 70s, with readings on Sunday reaching the 70s and low 80s. A new weather system started to produce some showers and thunderstorms in the northwestern Midwest the past 24 hours, and this system will push eastward across the region through today and tomorrow. Much of the day will be dry in Illinois today, with good drying conditions ahead of this system. Daytime highs today will reach the 70s and low 80s once again. Scattered showers and thunderstorms will start to increase over some west central and northern counties later today, and this system will bring some scattered showers and thunderstorms into the area for tonight into Tuesday morning. Most rainfall amounts from this first system will be relatively light across the area, with some 1/10 to half-inch rainfall expected over the region through Tuesday morning. There may be a few isolated heavier amounts in the far northern and far southern part of the state. Temperatures will cool a few degrees behind this system into midweek, but readings through most of this week will still stay in the 60s and 70s for daytime highs. A brief dry time is expected right around midweek behind this first system, but another system will likely bring some showers and thunderstorms into the region later this week. Once again, with this late week system, no heavy rainfall is expected across most of the Midwest. Looking ahead into the weekend in the 6 to 10 day time frame, again, no long dry spells are seen across the Midwest during that time. time. It does look like some showers and thunderstorms will return to the region this weekend. 6 to 10 day rainfall will likely average near to above normal across the northern through western Midwest, with near to below normal 6 to 10 day rainfall in the Ohio Valley. I'm Dan Hicks from Freeze Notice Weather.
I'm Trooper Teal at the Illinois State Police. As we enter spring planting season in Illinois, it is imperative to eliminate distractions in your vehicle and pay attention to the farm equipment on the roadway. At 55 miles per hour, it takes only 5 seconds to close the gap the length of a football field between you and a tractor moving 5 miles per hour. Distracted Driving Awareness Month in April is a united effort to recognize and eliminate preventable deaths from distracted driving. Join us to help save lives.
A message from the Illinois Farm Bureau and the Illinois State Police.
Are you preparing for planting season? We don't mean to be a pest, but here's a few things you need to know before you grow. The Illinois Department of Agriculture now requires special local needs labels, including new restrictions for the use of herbicide dicamba on top of soybeans in Illinois for the 2019 growing season. Did you know these additional restrictions go beyond federally approved labels? Remember, the label is the law. To find out more about these Illinois-specific labels, visit ilfb.org/label-aware.
All ag.
All Illinois.
All now.
There are a lot of smartphone apps out there, but do they have what's important to us here in Illinois? The Farm Week Now app does, and it's always at your fingertips. All ag, all Illinois, and 24/7 where and when you need it for free. Go to your app or Play Store on your smartphone, hit search, type in Farm Week Now, that's one word, and download it today. Brought to you by Illinois Farm Bureau, where we're all about farm, family, and food.
Farm Week and FarmWeekNow.com journalist Daniel Grant connects rural routes for you. With more than 2 decades of reporting under his belt, Dan is the go-to source for farmers when it comes to commodities. Here's a bit about his rural roots.
I grew up on a grain and livestock farm near Roseville in Warren County. What I love about my job is working with people, traveling across Illinois, and visiting farms along the way.
Be it routes or roots, RFD Radio, FarmWeekNow.com, and Farm Week keep you connected.
That's all the time we have for this edition of RFD Illinois. Man, that corner economist, whoo!
He's something. He's something. Hey, we salute a community each day.
We do.
This might be one of my new favorite places. An unincorporated community in DeKalb County called McGirr.
McGirr.
McGirr, but I could just imagine being there just going, McGirr. Sponsored by, hello, sponsored by Country Financial. Your farm is your family's legacy and part of your hometown heritage. While you work sun up to sundown to get the job done, we're here protecting the things you love every step of the way. Country Financial. Learn more by visiting countrycrop.com.
For Jim Taylor, I'm Rita Frazier.
I'm DeLoss Yonke. Have a great day.